Today I'm covering a brand new blog post focused on the future of world generation. This is exactly the kind of stuff that got me interested in the game, especially when that first trailer released, just seeing the way that the world is generated and seeing the hills and the mountains off in the distance and the variety of biomes that they have. I'm very intrigued to see what they do with this version 2 of Worldgen that they're planning. So I'm not going to read this whole blog post word for word, but in this, we got our first ever look at both screenshots and gameplay of Worldgen V2. I highly encourage you go read it for yourself because there's a lot of information in this one. First, Hytale will launch with exploration mode on V1 because it already has many biomes and content ready to go. We're now in the process of creating Orbis on V2. Once completed, V2 will become the primary world generator, and you will enter the new world of Orbis. V1 will eventually stop generating chunks, but your old V1 worlds will still be accessible. In the meantime, players will be able to see and experience V2 content that is under construction by visiting fragments of Orbis through gateways in exploration mode. We actually saw a little bit of what this will look like in the gameplay video that Simon posted. At the very end of the gameplay video, where he shows placing down that portal, and he puts down a fragment for the Echoes of Orbis called Bleakroot Bog, I bet you that that's exactly what you'll use to access different biomes of V2 as they add them to the game. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And also, if you're looking to purchase the game, you can use code CHIMPKIN at checkout, and it really supports the channel. It looks like we got a brand new video of our first look at Worldgen V2, so let's look. Oh my gosh. Like, look at how tall these mountains are. And the sunset. Goodness. The ambience this game makes is incredible. The rustling of the grass under the footsteps. The music going on in the background. Oh my gosh, look, I mean, just how tall these cliff faces and mountains are. Look at that, we got a cave over there to the left, looks like. Oh my gosh. Dude. Dude! That's just craziness. Oh my gosh, okay. That's just incredible. Imagine what they can do with all the other biomes we've seen. I mean, that's just one 1-minute clip of a biome. Looks like we got another video too of erosion effects. Oh my gosh, dude, the mist going through the river. Oh my gosh. The mist going through the river, the cliff faces, the river eroding. Oh my gosh. They then share a screenshot of a large tree with deep roots beneath it, where they say, here we can see ash trees spawn above caves in the deep root biome, because they're configured to sample for empty blocks beneath the ground when placed. This is a fun detail, but it allows designers to create something we call heuristics. This refers to deeper patterns that enhance immersion and give gameplay advantages. In this example, players can learn that deep-root caves, which contain special resources, are found under dark ash trees on the map in the Plains region. And they say they have many more examples of these patterns, so just imagine all the different things they could do with this. Like, imagine in the desert biome if there's certain things that spawn under oasis biomes. Or when you go to Zone 4, there's certain things that give you indications of where those dinosaur caves are. And I mean, just look at this screenshot. Oh my gosh. Look at the reflection on the water. You've got a log crossing the river. You got reeds actually spawning in the water and these beautiful flowery bushes. I mean, look at this cave. You've got glowing mushrooms. You got more of those deep roots from trees above. You've got these weird kind of fungally growths coming off these roots. And dude, the Emerald Grove just looks crazy. It's just so peaceful. Look at all the nice flowers and the bunnies running around. It's such a vibe, dude. They're so good at creating vibes. They go on to show several different instances of what you can actually do with their Worldgen editor, and they say that anyone can create content and modify Worldgen without knowing how to code, as V2 can be edited directly in our node editor. Creators can get started with just a few tutorials and some time to practice. We believe we'll see creators discover new techniques and tricks for creating content that even we didn't think of, further expanding what can be done with Worldgen. They then go on to show us a few different examples of some experimental Worldgen images of different biomes and things that they've just fiddled around with and created. So we got a close-up of some chaotic stacked terrain, or even, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, with the whale flying through, the sky whale. It's craziness. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. And dude, look at these screenshots. Okay, we get to see more ocean. I've been wanting to see more ocean. We've got some whales. Looks like some shelf coral. And look, I mean, look at these underwater caves. Look how far down that goes. Like, you can't even see the end of how far down these go. We got our first look at pterodactyls, dude. Is this not giving you Pandora from Avatar vibes? I mean, look at this. All the different glowing particle effects, the pterodactyls flying around, the super big arches, almost like floating islands. I mean, and look at how dense this forest is. I mean, it's literally creating just darkness underneath it. Insane. And we got a video of experimental procedural rings. It's creepy, man. People are going to make some crazy stuff with this, I can already tell. They then mentioned that keep in mind, they're still in early access, so some things are going to still be in development. You know, we're still going to be in V1 when it releases. We're just going to get snippets of V2. But over the short term, we'll focus on performance improvements, upgrading existing features, and making the asset structure more modular and flexible. In the long run, we're planning a ton of really cool features such as procedural rivers and paths guiding players and connecting places, procedural architecture for generating dungeons, ruins, and buildings, organically growing fauna to increase diversity and coherence, waterfalls, and more. Dude, imagine what waterfalls could look like in this game. Imagine waterfalls with the classic cliche of like a hidden cave behind it. Oh my gosh, that'd be sick. Community feedback and suggestions will directly shape the future of Hytale's world generator. They then go on to share us some screenshots of actual work-in-progress biomes they are aiming to add to the adventure release of Worldgen V2. So we've got a plains biome for Emerald Wilds. I mean, just look at how vast and wide open it is. You can see over there what they talked about, those thicker trees that probably signify there's potentially a cave underneath. These sheer cliff faces are craziness. Then we've got, looks like a taiga biome. We got some fish down in this river. Several different types of trees. Even dead trees. We're eating good in this blog post. Look at those giant redwoods in the background. Oh my gosh. And we got exposed gold. This looks, I mean, look at the sheer size of this tree trunk. Look at all those little trees and those little houses in the background. And look at how huge this broken down tree trunk is. I can only imagine what this is actually for, or what we're going to end up being able to do with this. Some crazy pillars in Zone 3. Who knows what we're supposed to do with these? I mean, oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this photograph. Look at this oasis biome. With these giant sand pillars. And on top of all these pillars, it looks like there's some huts. Maybe these are the homes of Pharans. But like, I love the variety of trees they even have in each individual biome. It helps, I don't know, give it some more character than just one tree type found throughout a whole biome. The builds you can build in this zone are going to be baller. We get to see the camels again, and just winding river going through the sand dunes. Once again, multiple types of trees. Once Worldgen V2 comes out, and we get all these new biomes, I know they're going to look amazing. But also B, what people are already going to be creating day one when they have access to Worldgen V2, and they're able to create all these different awesome biomes and worlds themselves. And at the very end of the blog post, we got a note from Simon. As I mentioned publicly a few days ago, this new approach to world generation will redefine the block game genre. For the first time, artists and game designers can take full ownership of world generation, with complete control over the final result. This is a fundamental shift away from a world shaped almost solely by programmers. With that in mind, I'm pleased to announce that we're planning to expand the Hytale team with a new job role that, for the most part, has not existed in block-based games before: World Designer. Following this early access release, we plan to expand our team by hiring more than 15 world designers. These roles will be filled primarily from the community, as artists and game designers learn and build using the same tools we use internally and choose to apply. So if you're looking to actually create some worlds, create some biomes in Hytale, make sure you look out for those new job postings if you're interested in getting a job at Hypixel. Hytale's vision is to feel carefully handcrafted while remaining infinitely procedural, with design always serving gameplay first. We are intentionally expansive, just as we envisioned years ago. Beyond Orbis, we plan to explore alternate worlds, new dimensions, and entirely different spaces. These worlds give us room to introduce new blocks, items, prefabs, zones, regions, biomes, NPCs, quests, stories, and gameplay systems. Not every concept will ship, but together they represent the direction we're taking as we continue to expand the game. The echoes of Orbis and Orbis are just the beginning of an amazing journey. And he once again posts that image we've seen of the concept art of the Ultraverses, and I've kind of got a theory on this. I'm thinking as they flesh out the story of what Orbis is and what you kind of are looking to do in Orbis, the way that they can grow the game and continue to grow it over years to come is adding basically quote-unquote expansions by adding these Ultraverses that you can go into, where there's whole new storylines, whole new quests to do in each of those different Ultraverses, which would be really cool to see, and really they could endlessly add those for as long as they'd like to continue to support the game, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. I really encourage you to go and read this blog post because there's a lot of information that I did not cover, and they've got so many details. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one.